Lisa, you recently had a miracle healing from God, and we would like to hear about that miracle. In mid-July, you were diagnosed with a tumour on your ovary. Can you describe how you felt when the doctor told you that you had a tumour? What went running through your mind at that time?
At first, when he first told me, it didn't register in my head. I was in a lot of pain. I'd gone to the hospital in pain, to the emergency. They'd done tests. I'd been in there for 2 days, not knowing what was wrong. I had an ultrasound, CT scan. It wasn't until like 8 o'clock at night, the doctor, the surgeon finally came in, and he's talking to me and he's saying, look, you know, we don't know what the pain's from, but we have found something unexpected. And I wasn't really listening to what he was saying. All I was thinking about was the pain that I was in. And he said, look, we've found a tumour on your ovary. We suspect it's ovarian cancer. You need to go to King Edward Hospital. We need to get it sorted out. My question to him was, but what about the pain? And he's like, no, you don't understand. This is serious. Forget about the pain. You have ovarian cancer and you need to get it checked out. It needs to be seen to immediately. And he was quite abrupt, and I still hadn't registered to what he had said until after he'd walked out. I'm eating my dinner and it hit me. It was like, did he just say I had cancer? Or did he say he thought I had cancer? And like just all these thoughts just come tumbling into my head, and I started getting upset, and I got the nurse, and the nurse actually sat down with me and explained it, and had said that, you know, that yes, I had ovarian cancer, I had this tumour on my ovary, and it wasn't something that they thought that they would find, or it wasn't something that they expected to find, and I had to have it seen to straight away. So it was mind-numbing. It was just, I just couldn't believe it.
So what triggered faith in you to believe for a miracle?
Well, I've been a Christian for almost 27 years. I've raised my family up. I've seen miracles in my children. I've received miracle healings myself. When they actually had said this thing about the cancer, though, because it's such a big thing, and I looked at it, I googled it up on the net, and the success rate is really low, and they say that by the time you have any symptoms of ovarian cancer, that it's too late. It's already into the later stages, and so my thoughts were like just to the point where I knew that I needed to get prayed for. I hadn't done anything like it. I was there for 2 weeks just in total turmoil. And all the things that I'd learned about God and Christianity and faith and all that just totally went out the window. I just totally lost all control of my thoughts. I couldn't stop thinking about what was going to happen to me. I was thinking about my daughter, you know, whether I was going to see my grandchild be born in October, whether I was going to see my other 3 girls be married. I didn't even know how long I was going to live. And all this was going through my mind, and then I remembered that that Pastor Zapata had a healing night, and so I knew that I knew that this was coming up. I spoke to him on the Saturday night, about it. I told him about what was happening with me. He said to me that, yep, sure, come down, get prayed for. God can do a miracle. And I know God can do miracles. I know God does miracles. And I've experienced them personally. And it just... But still, this is really big. And it...
So you went down and you got prayed for on the Sunday night?
Yeah, like I thought I'd just joined the whole healing line, you know, but Pastor Zapata called me out and he started speaking words to me about God's love, God's faith, what God did for me. And I mean, as a Christian of so many years, you know all these things, but because of the turmoil in my head, you don't think sensibly. And so he actually got the church to stand up. They prayed for me. It was just a real sense of God in the place. Like you felt a tangible feeling of God.
And did you feel different immediately after that?
Well, I felt different in myself, in how I felt, like in my feelings. And, you know, I believe that no matter what happened, God's got it in control. And so I didn't feel like any different in my body or anything like that. Actually, for a little while, I still had pain, but I had come to a sense of peace in myself, like total calm, to the point where I didn't even think about it unless I had pain, and that was only every now and then. And so it was, God just totally gave me peace in me.
And then you went and you were scheduled for an operation, and I believe that there were people praying for you right up to that time that you went in for the operation.
Yes, definitely.
And what happened when you went in for the operation?
I went in on the 15th of September. They talked about removing the tumour. I went under. I came out of it, and while I was in recovery, I spoke to the nurse. I said, "Look, you know, what did they find? You know?" And she started talking about my right ovary, and I said, "Oh, you mean my left?" She goes, "No, it's your right." And I'm like, "No, the tumour's on my left." "Oh no, the left ovary is perfectly healthy. It's bright, it's clear, there's no signs of anything." And I said, "No." I said, "But that's why I went under it." I said, "I had the op to remove the tumour." She goes, "No, they couldn't find it." And I said, like, you know, you get all goosey something, you know. I just couldn't believe it. Like, it just, I was so excited that I turned and I said, "It's a miracle." I said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "It's a miracle." I said, "God took it away." And she's like, "What?" And I said, "I've got proof." I said, "I had a tumour on my ovary." And she's like, "But it doesn't say anything." I said, "No, that's why I've had the operation. It's to have the tumour taken out." And so she was like, "Oh," and she started getting excited, and she's like, "It's a miracle, it's a miracle," you know.
And so did the doctor say it was a miracle?
The doctor, he said that it was a miracle, or that they made a mistake. But I have proof. I have a CT scan, or MRI scan actually, and ultrasound saying with the tumour on it. And so he actually just had a big grin on his face and just was like, "Oh, yeah, you could call it a miracle." And
So,
it was pretty exciting.
are you glad to be part of a church that believes in the miracle healing power of God?
definitely, definitely. You know, and it just is so uplifting knowing that people are praying for you. I know for a fact that I had people praying for me every day. When they found out, there were women that were getting together, having prayer meetings, they were praying for me. I know that God answered that prayer. God did something that totally blew me away, blew my children away, blew the people in the church away. I just think, if we didn't go to a church that believed in healing miracles, what hope have we got? Like, I would still, well, who knows where I'd be.
Thank you.